Hello and welcome to your FNS 110 recap for the first week. Hopefully by now you've had an opportunity to go through and look at our virtual classroom, click on the various links to the navigation tools that are on the left side of your actual Blackboard shell, and read the various announcements and locate the various folders within the class. What I would suggest that you do at this time, if you have any questions at the end of this, please make sure you email them to me as soon as possible, number one. Number two, just to advise you that if you have your syllabus and you've printed it out, please have that alongside you so that you can jot down any notes in regard to where you may be able to locate various information. Now, I'll probably be looking away from the camera momentarily because I will actually be in the Blackboard shell, clicking on the various navigation links and highlighting things that you may have questions about in regard to how the class progresses. Okay, so as we begin, just very quickly, I'm going to start on the announcements page. On the announcements page, you will find basically the information that I need you to, as soon as you go to the classroom, you access. So, of course, I welcome you to the spring semester, and I will also put additional information in regard to discussion postings, external links that you may need to access in regard to the information that we're studying for a given week, and any additional information. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now, I have the announcements link up, and of course it welcomes you, asks you to please start with the Start Here link. So I'm going to click on Start Here, and as you go through Start Here, you'll notice once again you are welcome to the class. You have my email address should you have any questions, and it begins to tell you about the first steps that you need to do in regard to accessing the course. Okay, my computer is frozen just for a second. When you click on First Steps, you'll notice it says Step 1, print and read your syllabus. Hopefully you've already done that. Number 2, click on each link that's in the classroom so that you'll see where everything is located. And number 3, make sure that you post your introduction. Hopefully you have already done so. If you have not, the introduction post is due by today, which should be the Sunday of the week. My suggestion is that every Monday you log into your classroom, because by doing so, you'll be able to have a fresh start on everything that's going to be covered that week. In addition to that, your quizzes are scheduled for Mondays. Now, being that the Monday of this week happens to be a holiday, your first quiz will not actually be until the following Monday. However, we will be following right along with the syllabus in regard to the information that will be presented weekly. If you go back out of First Steps and into Start Here on the navigation bar, next it says Meet Your Professor. Well, obviously that tells you a little bit about me, some hobbies and other things that I'm interested in. Come out of that link, and then it tells you what your prerequisites for the course are. Pretty much there are none that are required. This is an 8-week course that's going to focus on the history of funeral service. And Netiquette is just a link in regard to how you should actually discuss things in the online environment, things that you should be cognizant of when talking with your professor, when talking with other classmates. You can find that there. In addition, you'll see the textbook. That happens to be the 7th edition, I believe. Some of you may have a text that looks a little different than that. It might be the 8th edition. But there is something that I want to say about the textbook. The textbook is not one of the easiest texts to read through. So my suggestion would be to access any PowerPoint presentations that are associated with the information that's going to be given that initial week or that week of study. Use the PowerPoint as your guiding source to reference what is in the textbook. The textbook provides a lot of additional and sometimes superfluous information that is not pertinent to what we're studying. What is in the PowerPoint presentation is what you really need to focus on. And once you have that information, then use your textbook as the resource or the reference to look and find any diagrams that may be associated with, for example, when we're talking about the different types of caskets and coffins, it's good to look in the text then so you can actually see what they look like. But as far as trying to read the text first and then go to the PowerPoint presentation, I would definitely suggest suggest that you do that in the reverse. Read your PowerPoint presentations, take notes there, and then find that information in the text. The last information that you'll find under the Start Here link is the navigation, how to navigate through the course, where you'll find individual information, and I think that's self-explanatory. The next link that you find is course information. Under course information, here you'll find your syllabus, schedules, and course policies that are listed, plagiarism in regard to TCC, the purpose of this course, and email correspondence. This is very important. This is an online environment, so this is our mechanism of communication. When I send out announcements, when I post an announcement, I will also post an email to you that will automatically be generated with the announcement that I created. Please be mindful of the fact that these announcements will only go to your VCCS account. Also, when you are corresponding to me, please make sure that you are using your VCCS email account, because any Yahoo, AOL, MSN, any other additional kinds of accounts may or may not be able to get through the firewall through the Tidewater Community College Network or through the VCCS. So please make sure you're only using that account. In addition to that, when emailing me, please be mindful of the fact that I may not get it immediately, so please allow me at least 12 to 24 hours. Actually, I think in the syllabus it says 24 to 48 hours. That's my mistake. 24 to 48 hours to respond to your email. If it happens to be a weekend or a holiday, it may take me a little bit longer in regard to answering your email, but I try to make sure I reply as soon as possible, because what can happen is a number of emails come through to that account daily, and I don't want it to get shifted too far. But in the event that it does, you can send another one if I haven't responded in a couple of days, and I'll be sure to do so. In addition to that, also be mindful of the times that you might send email to me, because I do have a cell phone and an iPad and about 3 computers that I access. Some of those emails, particularly the ones that go to my cell phone stays with me the majority of the time, so it may buzz at 2 o'clock in the morning if you happen to be up at 2 in the morning sending an email. So just be mindful of the times that you may send them, because if you're looking at that time and say, well, I sent it at 3 a.m., 24 hours, that should be by 3 a.m. in 2 days. Well, depending upon the time that you send it will kind of also dictate when I access it. Okay, if you come back out, next we have course content by week. Clicking on that link, you'll notice it goes from week 1 through week 8, and as well as the final folder indicates when you will be taking your final. I'm at home, so please excuse the barking of my dog. So if you are trying to determine what we are covering any given week, you can click on this link on the navigation bar, and you can click on the folder, and it will tell you exactly what we're doing if you don't have access to your syllabus. I strongly suggest that you access and print the syllabus in the event that you do not have access to your computer. Just one moment. Sorry for that brief interruption. Okay, I have returned, and I will pick right back up from where I left off. So I was in the course content section, and each one of the folders goes by week what we will actually be covering. The last folder is only indicating when you will be able to access your final exam. Okay, coming back out to discussions. When you click on the discussion link, okay, first we have your introductions that many of you have already posted. Fantastic. Continue to do a great job with that. We also have the water cooler forum. The water cooler forum is if you have any particular questions that you want to ask your classmates without sending, if you want to ask the class in general. If you want to ask a specific classmate, then you can send it via email, and you can select which class member you're trying to actually access. But if it's just a general question, you can post it to the water cooler, and anyone can access it and reply to your question. It could be me, it could be another classmate if another classmate has the answer, but this is where you would put that information. If you have questions specifically about what we're covering, then you can put that under questions about content. So if you just have a question about, let's say, registration procedures, because for whatever reason you need to know where something was about registration or who to talk to, then you would post that in the water cooler forum. But if you have a specific question in regard to some of the burial practices of the ancient Greek cultures and civilizations, then you would put that under content. And so our first discussion assignment, it's not available yet, but when it is available, it will come up under discussion assignment 1, and you will actually see what the assignment is that you're supposed to do. It is going to focus on what we cover that week, which will start tomorrow, and it poses a question to you. The information that's presented, you will be required to respond to it by Thursday of that given week. Then by the Saturday of that same week, you need to reply to one of your classmates. Only one. You can reply to more than one. However, you must reply to at least one classmate. And please respond to those classmates who have not had someone to say anything to their posting first. Then once that has been done, by the Sunday of the upcoming week, which will be the following the Saturday that you have posted to a classmate, you need to reply or respond to anyone that has said something to your original posting. Those are our discussion classes. That's where we're actually talking, so to speak, in class. And the first one will be posted on Monday. And we have a total of 4 discussion assignments that will come up during the 8-week period. Or during the class period. Okay, the next link that you have is my grades. That should be self-explanatory. If you want to know what your grades are on any given assignment, you can click that link. Then we also have the links for student services, should you need a quick link to show you how you can get in touch with someone in the library or someone in regard to veteran services or veterans affairs. You can click that link. Other tools and features for the spring semester or for the given semester that you're in, you can click that link, and it has everything in regard to the calendar, even though we don't have anything particularly posted there, because I do have that under course information. If you need to send an email, then you would actually go to this link. In addition to that, it has TCC things in regard to the Barnes & Noble if you need to access other course materials. And in addition to that, you will notice that there is a glossary located in this section under tools and features. You will need the glossary toward the latter weeks in the class, because it does have the information in regard to sociology for funeral service. So please do not negate that link. Also, let's see, it says student services. If you click on that link, academic support, technical support. If you have problems with Blackboard, please make sure you contact Blackboard support. They will also notify me in regard to any issues that you may have been having in regard to it. Tech support, computer requirements. If you have an older model computer, you may be able to access them, and they will be able to walk you through any steps that you need. The course documents folder is a folder that you will go to frequently. This is where you will actually find your quizzes, PowerPoint presentations, any additional materials I need to provide to you, and any external links for information that might be pertinent to what we're covering in a given week. Also, you will notice that there is a folder for Video Office link. I will this week post information in regard to when you will be able to access me virtually in regard to a Video Office link. Please be mindful of the fact that if I give a certain block of time, let's say if I give a time from 11 to 12:30 on a given day, that means that you can actually log in via that folder in the link, and you will actually see me and be able to talk to me in real time as if you had come to my office. So that's where you will find the virtual office. And then finally, under this navigation bar, you'll find video lectures. With video lectures, even though there's nothing there right now, in the event that there's something like this video that I need to post to you, you will find it in this particular folder. And of course, I will always post an announcement in regard to where you would access it and what it is. Okay. Everything else that you see under course management, I believe that's just for my view. But if you have any questions in regard to any of the other dynamics of the class, please feel free to send me an email and I will respond to you as soon as possible. Hopefully everything has been relatively clear for you. Make sure you look at your syllabus. We are beginning week 1. Everything will be posted at midnight on the Monday of the week. So if you happen to be up looking at the late news and then you're looking at whatever comes on after the late news, at 12 midnight, once it strikes into the Monday of the week, you will be able to access any quizzes and all of the PowerPoint presentations under course documents should already be available to you. I'm just checking that. And they are. So if you have the desire to print them off in advance, you can do so. Or if you just want to come back weekly under the given presentations that we need to access, you can do that as well. So there is a presentation that's up there, and it's actually the first presentation, and it asks for you to go through and determine how many pointers are in the presentation. You can do that. Some of you have already done so. That's fine. If you have not, it's okay. That was just the mechanism by which to make sure that most students had navigated through the course. Well, having said all that, I bid you all Happy New Year since we are in a new year, and I will see you in class. Have a wonderful day.